Next up is Final Score. This is a Sky Cinema movie. I think it's been released in cinemas as well as on Sky TV. So you probably see the poster there, and you can probably guess exactly what this film is. It's a cheesy action film, plain and simple. It's very much Die Hard in a football stadium, starring Dave Bautista. And Dave Bautista, the best thing about this film, his performance is quite good. Sadly, his character is very stereotypical, along with everyone else in the film. There's no originality in this film whatsoever. The side characters are really badly acted at times. Everyone who's not a known name, so you've got Ray Stevenson and Pierce Brosnan in there, they're fine, but everyone else really badly acting. One character I think had to be dubbed. I'm not entirely sure if that's true or not, but he just sounds like he's putting on a weird voice at times. So it's very stereotypical, very cliche and unoriginal story, but the action scenes are good. So when you're watching this film, you kind of expect it to just be a fun action film, and on that regard, it does succeed. It is a fun action film, even though it's predictable, even though the characters are pretty bad. But yeah, like I said, Dave Bautista's good. As long as you know what to expect, if you know what you're getting into, you're probably going to like this film, but I wouldn't recommend it that much. Final review this week is Iron Fist Season 2. So, Iron Fist Season 1 we'll start with. It was really bad, terrible even, and I could list off all the problems with it, and I'd be here all day, so I'll just list off what was good about it. Jessica Henwick as Colleen Wing. She was the best thing about Iron Fist Season 1, and she continues to be the best thing about it in Season 2. However, Season 2 is miraculously actually okay. At times I would even say it's good, but it's still the worst of the Marvel Netflix shows, and I don't think that's going to change. So it's way better than Season 1, leaps and bounds. So what's changed? Well, right off the bat, you'll notice the action scenes are way better. The action scenes this season are really good. They're exciting. They're well done. In the first season, they were really badly choreographed and filmed. They weren't exciting, or they weren't gritty or serious. It didn't look like the actors were hitting each other at times. They were really badly done. Yeah, I cannot say how bad the action scenes in Season 1 were. Especially when the main character is supposed to be like the best martial artist ever, and it doesn't look like he's even trained in martial arts that much. So yeah, they've really fixed the action scenes this season, and they had to. So it's good to see that they've actually took the negative reception from the first season and have addressed it this time around. Another thing is the episode order, or the episode count. First season, as with all the other Marvel Netflix shows, have 13 episodes. This is the first one to only have 10, and it really works better with 10 episodes because there's less padding, the pacing's much quicker, and they just get straight to the point at times. That being said, there are some problems this season. It's not I wouldn't say it's good overall. It's just okay, because sadly the storyline starts off pretty boring. It takes like 2 or 3 episodes to actually get into it a bit, and it doesn't feel all that original or interesting at times. Towards the end it gets really comic booky, but I would say the ending's actually really good. And the characters, they've addressed the issue with Danny Rand, the main character, who was just annoying and moaning and a pain in the backside in the first season. They've kind of addressed that this season. A lot of the times the characters are actually referencing the fact that Danny Rand is a pain in the backside, how he is annoying and odd. So they've somewhat fixed that, and it's clear that the makers of the show realize that Jessica Henwick is the best thing about the show, so they go full in on that. She's got her own storyline, which is actually linked into the main storyline, and towards the end you can really see that, yeah, she's the main attraction now in this show, because she really is good. So Yeah, what else do I want to talk about? Ward, the character of Ward. He was one of the main villains in the first season, kind of, and this season he's in every episode. He's one of the main characters, but he really doesn't need to be. It feels like every time he's there, almost, it feels like this is completely unnecessary and forced in. He does not need to be in as many episodes as he is in. It really should only be in every now and then. And towards the end, particularly, he does become a bit more important, but he always feels like he's just there on the sidelines and a bit unnecessary at times. But yeah, Iron Fist Season 2, I would say if you really hated Season 1, but you're wanting to keep up with the Marvel Netflix shows and the MCU, give Iron Fist Season 2 a go, but try and watch at least the first 2 episodes. And yeah, I would recommend you give Iron Fist a second chance. But again, it hasn't went from being terrible to being good or great. It is just alright on the whole, but there are good episodes in there. And that's all I've got for this week. Just a couple of things before I end the show though. There was a Daredevil Season 3 teaser at the end of Iron Fist Season 2, and I was going to include it in trailers, but then I actually watched it, and it's just a single scene. It looks like it's more Daredevil. Daredevil is the best of the Marvel Netflix shows, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's coming out this year. I imagine probably November, maybe December. And yeah, I really like the Punisher and Jessica Jones as well, but yeah, that's getting on a bit of a tangent. The other thing I want to talk about, something that broke last night, is that Neil Purvis and Robert Wade, I think they're called, are being hired to fix Bond 25. I believe they wrote every James Bond film since Pierce Brosnan took on the role, and John Logan came in and gave them some help on Skyfall, and they took over from John Logan on Spectre. So hard to say what I think of this. They've done really good James Bond films, GoldenEye, Casino Royale, Skyfall, but they've done some really bad ones, Die Another Day, World Is Not Enough. So it kind of makes sense that they're going to wrap up Daniel Craig's tenure as Bond, but at the same time I feel like what James Bond really needs is fresh, original ideas. I don't know if they're going to just redraft Danny Boyle's script or if they're just starting from scratch. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Again, can't really decide if this is good or bad, but yeah, it's happening. And that's all I've got this week. So thanks for watching. If you've liked what you've seen, give me a thumbs up, get in the chat, leave a comment on YouTube, and subscribe. 100 subscribers is my current goal. It gives me a custom URL, which makes it much easier to share, because then I can actually tell you what my YouTube address is. But stick around, I'm going to get into a post show with whoever's in the chat, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @the_Grant Burton, or go to forcedbygrant.wordpress.com for all of my written reviews. You can also go to the website powerdown, PWRdown.com, because I'm now a staff writer on that site. So yeah, that's for video games and entertainment and so on. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to pimp that out, but I have. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and I am out.